All right. White splash blue planeswalker siblings. So we've got Soul Warden and Daxos here, who are the Soul siblings, paying homage to the Soul Sisters archetype from extended and modern seasons of old. We've got Serra Ascendant here as a payoff from the first historic anthology. We've got a couple of giant killers here as a piece of main deck interaction that's fetchable with Ranger of Eos. And then the kind of twist this configuration has is we're playing 4 copies of Interplanar Beacon in our mana base, which lets us gain life when we cast Planeswalkers. And then on top of the 4 Ajani Strength of the Pride, which the traditional Soul siblings plays, we have Dovin Grand Arbiter and Teferi Time Raveler in our main deck. Interplanar Beacon splashes our second color for these, and these are cards that let us gain life with this. So let's go ahead and hop on into some matches with this and see how it goes. The thing we're going to want to be thinking about when we play this primarily is, okay, do these walkers serve to solve a problem that the previous straight mono white variation had? You think Death Shadow would be an interesting historic card in the future? Probably not. I feel like in a world without traditional fetch lands where you can like fetch shock to hurt yourself very quickly, the card's probably not very useful. We're going to 5 here. Sure, I'm gonna bottom Beacon and Giant Killer. Or do I bottom Glacial and Giant Killer? I'm gonna be greedy and keep 2 Beacons. Yeah, this is a deck that can actually hit people consistently with Dovin to get his counters ticking up, which is great. That's true. Thoughtseize will eventually be legal in this format. Just gonna draw a card with this right away on the off chance that they are a control deck and have an Arset to play. I don't want to get locked out of that card draw after we mulliganed.
I know my responsibility. Don't worry, I got it.
We did execute the game plan here.
Here goes nothing.
I think I do this turn, because then next turn I can go land 2/3. Unfortunate that we won't have enough devotion for Heliod to turn on, but it is what it is. It's not gonna be Pioneer 2. I think a lot of people severely underestimate what the format being managed differently in terms of the ban list really means for the format as a whole. This is an auto-ordered triggered abilities deck. I mean, there's cards that have been printed in the historic anthologies that, like, aren't even modern legal. Like, they're that old. So, like, again, the people that are, like, saying, like, oh, well, the anthologies are bridging to get to Pioneer, bridging to get to X, that's not, it's just not true.
Protect you.
Mystic Sanctuary, okay. That's true. Teferi Splash did prevent them from shattering on our turn. It's a good observation. So hoping to draw another thing that gives us a white devotion so we can get Heliod going this turn. Can I attack for lethal? So Teferi Time Raveler adds 4 power to the table. He can then tap the Dream Trawler. And then this is 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? This is 7. Or as this is 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is, I can do 14. I can do 14 with the Teferi. Is that worth it? If I draw a land, do I get lethal? No, because if I draw a land, I can't cast both Teferis and play the Serra to get devotion.
Here we go.
Yeah, there's also no draw if I target the Trawlers, correct?
I can no longer stand by and watch.
Yeah, little bit short of killing them, little bit short of turning our Serra online. Really, they're just jump blocking.
Time for this? Might be a bad idea.
Well, they have. We know they have a board weight.
Enough. No, I am not making this up as I
This is pretty punishing. Bouncing my Ascendant was probably too cute. Okay. Gosh, we're so close.
Fighting tooth and claw is what it takes. Then so be it.
Well, it actually doesn't exile planeswalkers or creatures, right? Exile artifacted creatures your opponents control. His ultimate actually doesn't do anything. Actually useless.
A pure soul can inspire. I'll protect you.
It would exile a Trawler. That's fair.
No, I am not making this up as I go. Please, do my pride grow stronger.
I mean, like, we're putting up quite a fight here, huh? Yeah, they're gonna get Trawler back, but if they don't deal with this deals with Trawler, right?
Pumping.
Yeah, Dovin's sweet in here. Like, he gives us bodies to put things on with Heliod. His trigger gains us life. The tokens gain life when they come into play. Yeah, I agree. I don't think we would have recovered from the first, and definitely not the second sweeper. Man, I can't believe Wizards of the Coast nerfed the Mastery past this set release. It's pretty immense greed. They reduced the amount of things you get from it. The total gems went from 1,800 to 800, and the total booster packs went from 39 to 25. So I have 8, 9, 10. This can gain me 2 life, so that's plus 2. This can gain me 2 life, so that's plus 2. So this is 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, bounce 17. They can't have an instant speed sweeper. They're currently playing Hearthstone. Just gonna go ahead and plus this for now. I'm gonna be conservative here.
Don't worry, I got this.
So, something I've talked about in the stream in the past, Scapt, is that I feel like one of the areas in which Wizards of the Coast consistently fails, consistently falls short, and their business people don't understand, is that Wizards of the Coast does not seem to understand that if they give their players a little bit of something for free, they will spend extra money because they want to. They don't understand that as a drug dealer, the first bump has to come for free. You gotta give them a little something something so they come back and want to spend their money. It is paramount. I just constantly they don't seem to get that. If Wizards of the Coast was as good as Raid Shadow Legends is at taking our money, we would all be screwed. If they would monetize and figure out the things they're supposed to do to make people spend money, like the gacha games get people to spend money, like, God save us all. Thankfully, they're really bad at it though. All right, so I could Daxos here. I could do this.
I don't want to hurt you. A pure soul can inspire others.
I don't really care about their Teferi, right? I want to kill their Narset though. I'm gonna plus Dovin. And I'm gonna go ahead and say, send this at Narset, send these two at your face. Yes, I make WotC an incredible amount of money, I am sure. The way in which I run my stream and the range of decks that I play probably encourages people to spend more money on Magic-related products in Magic Arena than like dozens of limited streamers combined. And I'm sure they know that. I don't know, maybe they don't know that. It's hard to tell. So splitting my attacks and leaving their Teferi in play the way I did there allows me to set up Dovin to ultimate next turn. So that means after they sweep me here, I still have a chance to keep the gas flowing. You are the only reason I buy cards on MTGA. Yep. Yep. Look at that. That was an impressive game of Magic on our part. Like, I am thoroughly impressed with what our deck was able to do in that game there. Like, that was incredible. Could someone explain how to check if we're able to stream the gameplay for the tournament? Yes, you join the subscriber Discord server. You join any of the voice channels at the very bottom, and then you click Go Live, and you select your Magic Arena window. So, Giant Killer's not super useful here. Gonna bring in 4 more Planeswalkers that are resilient to sweepers. I'm gonna trim a Daxos. I think I'm gonna trim a Heliod here, too. We also mulliganed to 5 that game. Yeah, you're right. It was so long. How do we know the Mastery Pass was nerfed? Someone went in and crunched the numbers. I believe what you currently get is visible, because they need to show you what you're buying with the pre-order. We mulled the 5 and 1. Our deck must be super linear because those are the only decks that benefit from the London Mulligan. I mean, to be fair, like, we were the beatdown in that matchup, right? We were the beatdown in that game. Bottom that one. Yeah, like I said, we played a variation of this in Standard, and it felt pretty reasonable. There's more Brazen Borrowers in that format, though. Kind of surprised they left Absorbent post-board against us. I also suppose, like, we do have a lot of bigger, like, bomb-style spells, though, so maybe that's to be expected. I think I'm gonna lead on Teferi Time Raveler here again. Ranger of Eos gets me 2 extra threats out of my deck, so I think I'd like to try and jam this through. Would much rather this resolve than this resolve, so I want to lead on my less important spells. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and draw right off the bat here, since they're an Arset deck. And since Teferi Time Raveler resolved, unless they draw something to answer him, Ranger gets to resolve now next turn as well, which is excellent. I also might just want to, like, since I drew Castle, it might be right to just, like, sit on my hands and just, like, activate Castle until they deal with this board. That's fair. If they still have... They're putting Absorb on top of their deck. What if I told you I intend to start making threats without casting spells? Excuse me? They cast Shatter the Sky, right? Shatter was the sweeper they played? They didn't time wipe me, right? I'm not misremembering. Like, this is fine if you're on, like, time wipe. Like, it's actively good with time wipe. But, like, they shattered me. Maybe they're on like 2 shatters 4 time wipes? Maybe? It definitely was shatter. Okay, I'm not crazy. All right, sure, yeah. Let's go. Let's go. You love to see it, chat. Take action. 2 more bombs. Drop the biggity bombshell, chat. Maybe they said, I don't know. I mean, I guess we did recover from the sweepers pretty well. I guess our recovery was pretty quick. Yeah, the topping absorb and then leaving Teferi alone. Maybe they have a different answer to Teferi here. You're gonna see them like, Teferi, my Teferi, yo dog.
My responsibility. Time for planning. You need to slow down.
Yeah, we're talking about the latest one, TX Bump Fist. Someone posted a link in chat with the details already. Da-da-da-da.
This might be a bad idea.
Abyss you. Please sacrifice your least favorite creature. For the people that are sad and talking about Historic being behind a paywall sometimes, y'all realize that Magic the Gathering Online charges you $10 to play a league, and that's the model Wizards of the Coast has deemed acceptable on that platform for an extended period of time. So, if you're hoping that that model's going to change anytime soon, I would tell you that that's probably not the case. Gold is kind of a paywall. If you're not winning a significant amount, that is behind a paywall. That's just reality. I get that it's not a large paywall. That's accurate. You can say it's not behind a large paywall. That is correct and reasonable to say. But to say it's not behind a paywall at all is just utter nonsense and not based in reality. Right, and I think our board's big enough here that I'm just like plussing this and passing. I'm just gonna like hold on to my 6/6s.
I'll protect you.
Again, and just to make sure my position's clear on all of this, I think Historic occasionally being behind a paywall is silly. I think, again, Wizards of the Coast shows that they don't understand that by always letting you play Historic for free, people will go, oh, Historic, sweet, I want to play more Historic. I'm going to give you money to buy cards so I can play more Historic, because Historic's sweet. Are they dead? Are they dead? If I zero this... this comes back, this goes to 6, this is 6, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then I can play this, which is lethal. Oh, I'm not at 35. Awkward. Can I get to 35? Oh, I can bounce this. Yeah, sorry, I said 0, I meant bounce. I meant bounce. The way I said 0, but the way I counted it, I meant down tick. So this is 2. This is 2. This is 2. This is 2. Oh, this also can gain a bunch of life too. Even if they have settled, they're currently playing Hearthstone. Triggers, attack. Hey, Brian, thanks for the biddies, by the way. I think I missed those. Sorry. That was a while ago. For people saying that it's still a good value, you're right. It's just generally speaking, you shouldn't take away extra add-ins that you gave. It's like, for example, earlier I talked about how I initially enabled channel points with the goal of letting non-subs talk on occasion. And that really didn't work out. I decided I didn't want non-subs chatting super consistently like it was doing. But I didn't turn off channel points when that didn't work out because I didn't want to take something away from people that I had given to them. How much longer am I going to be going for? Another half hour, 45 minutes or so? It's our last deck of the day. Maybe they're afraid of spreading the player base too thin, leading to longer queue times. Nah, stop it. Get some help. All right, here's Leecher X. Thanks for the brand new primes. Pretty appreciate that. Welcome to Lane. Here's the argument that splitting queues isn't a real argument. One, at set releases, the queues should be more full with players than at any other point. So you're saying during peak playtime, you want fewer queues. Reason number 2, Magic the Gathering Online is a software application that is almost old enough to vote, and it looks like it's old enough to vote, and it's way less accessible than Magic Arena and way more difficult to get into. And Magic the Gathering Online has queues for Standard, Modern, Pioneer, Legacy, Vintage, Pauper, Draft, Sealed. All of these queues and more are always on. They're always there. Blade, thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub. I appreciate the half a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So if you're telling me this application, which is supposed to be more successful and more popular than Magic the Gathering Online, can't support a second constructed format, while Magic the Gathering Online supports, 8 or 9 formats at any given point, it's just nonsense. It's very, very silly. And to have a corollary point onto that whole rant, the devil has enough advocates, you don't need to advocate for him. This round's Blade, I got it. Look at that. Close. Tier 3 subs can submit anything on the Magic Arena format as a deck each month, Blade. I appreciate that. So be sure to drop one on the form on the website to let me know what you like to put in. Tier 3 subs can also request build-around submission. So if there's a sweet card that's been spoiled for the upcoming set that you'd like for me to take a crack at building a deck around, I'd be happy to do that. Sure, and I'm explaining to you, so what you were doing was playing devil's advocate. You're saying you don't agree with the position you're giving, but you're giving it for some silly reason anyways. And I'm telling you that these are the logical reasons why, if that's what they're doing, it doesn't make sense. That's my goal in the discussion we just had. So what's the update to Historic that's being discussed? When the new set releases on Magic the Gathering Arena in 2 weeks, the historic ladder will be turned off. The historic ladder is only available from historic anthology's release until the next set release. It is not an always available play mode on Magic Arena. Now, it is always available as a $1,000 gold entry fee for a constructed event, but that's not the same as the ladder. Thanks for the 9 months. I appreciate that, Sound of Science. Welcome back. Ooh, that's a real good one. All right, so Baffling End. What do we think? What do we think of Deputy of Detention? Probably good. Could see Conclave Tribunal being okay here too. I feel like this is probably a Dovin out matchup. They have things that can attack past him. Teferi at least like impacts the board and can bounce their their 5/4s and their questing beasts. Whenever you look at a decision made in corporate America and you ask yourself the question, why would they do that? That sucks. The answer is always the same, chat. Greed. Psionic, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. That's not fair. Sometimes the answer is because they're stupid or they don't get it, but usually the answer is greed. If you tier 3 sub, you'll build around any card from the new set. For normal people, yes. For you, I'd have to think about it. Don't forget forced by court. compelled by the law. Hey, Pegasus Q, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Can I buy this promo yet, by the way? Does anybody know offhand? There was one point, you had to like earn this at an event at one point and then you couldn't buy it. Can I give them money for this promo? I think both those shark cards are probably playable, Blade. So yeah, that would probably be a fine one. Hurried. Ignorance or greed. Yeah, that's, to be fair, that's fair. It's not, those things aren't really limited to corporate incentives. No 3 or 4 mana play here. Wild. What is in their hand? They kept Elf, Lava Quest, on like a bunch of Doomblades, or like what's the deal? Apparently. Hey, we take those. Sure. I feel happy do 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 beep 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 do 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 beep 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 do 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 do. Perfect, Wargy. Thanks for setting that up. Yay, sources. Do 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 do. Hey, Ranting Bob, if you're still here, you're right, that deck's probably bad, but it's also fine. Looks sweet. I won't be on more today though. This is gonna be my last set for today. But if you wanted to submit that for a future day, you can also submit it for less than 10k bits for a future day. If you wanted to gasp, use the queue like some kind of mere mortal. Save yourself some dollars. Biotic Broccoli, thanks for the tier 2. I appreciate that. Welcome back. To be at the top of the historic queue for Wednesday, I think it would be like, yeah, 4k bits would get you the top of the queue for Wednesday. Our start's a little bit slow here on the draw. What do you think I am? I'm just giving you options, okay? Sad. Yeah, I think we're probably dead here. For Peasant Bob's deck. Fine. Thanks for the bits, Bob. Just gonna board in 2 deputies on the play, 2 deputies, 2 baffling ends. I think I'm gonna bring in more removal on the draw if we have a game 3, but on the play, I want to keep my more proactive game plan in. I heard you, dude. I got you, fam. Netflix wanted to know if he was still watching, chat. What a silly question. Come on, Netflix, get it together. Jake's good. Jake's good about closing the door. It's Declan. Earlier today, Declan not only failed to close the door, but on his way back upstairs, he knocked over Jake's Tower of Duplos. Just like, full-on turd. So, I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw a thing that said Netflix was actually asking, are you still watching a little bit more often right now? Because there's so many people using their platform, they're trying to conserve as much bandwidth as they can. Which I don't know. It's an anecdote that kind of made sense, so I didn't really feel like validating it, right? That's how reality works. If something's anecdotal and it makes sense to you, you're just like, yeah, sure, that's probably true. Oh, what are lands? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Yeah, sure. It's not something that really matters either way. Close enough terrain for me. Christy told me something yesterday, and I asked her for some kind of detail on it, and she was like, I don't know, I didn't read past the headline. I was like, you're such a good Redditor. I think the mono green deck from the other day with beatdown plus combo is the best beatdown plus combo deck in the format. I don't know about the best. It's a beatdown plus combo deck. It exists. Top comment didn't call the headline out as misleading, so it must be fine. I read the headlines, I sorted the comments by top, skimmed them. I basically became a subject matter expert. The attack with all the 1/1s here is super aggressive. Feels like if they don't draw a cleave here or a removal spell for this, they're gonna be pretty far behind pretty quickly. Maybe Questerson could get them out of it, but like even Questerson's not. Yeah, that doesn't do it either because I have a Baffling End. This means I definitely want my my Conclave Tribunals post board. Pretty fortunate here to have drawn. Pretty fortunate to have drawn both my copies of Baffling in this game. Okay, so let's diddle this one, and then we'll get to Teferi. Do I want a Teferi? No, I'd probably rather a Ajani first, huh?
I seek a path to peace. Smell and my pride grows stronger.
This doesn't get scary till we have 30 life, so we're pretty far off of that. This gives me a life for every creature and Planeswalker I have. You gain life equal to the number of creatures you control plus the number of Planeswalkers you control. Sick. Alright, so let's do this. That's a good draw. Let's do this.
Our true strength lies in our friendships.
Our true strength lies in our friendships. Alright, so I think I want Deputy. I want to trim Ranger on the draw. It's a little bit slow and clunky. Bring in the Conclave. So I want the third Deputy. Kind of feel like I do. Heliod's a little bit hard to get on. I want to trim the Teferi. Yeah, let's do that. Teferi's not stellar against the Questing Beast deck. Yes, yeah, Bouncing Giant Killer is repeatable removal. Is exactly correct. Solid pickup. Tapped land, looking a little awkward here because I can't go 1, 2, 3, 4 unless I draw another land. Scale of 1 to dead. Where is the Serra Ascendant at? It's alive! Don't Questing Beast me. Don't Questing Beast me. Rats. I had but one request, chat. But one request. That's tough here. It might be right to... It might have been right to Giant Killer and then Teferi bounce the Giant Killer down the line like we had talked about earlier. 3 Smith, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. I appreciate the 10 months. Welcome back. We had Domri's Ambush. That's brutal. They have a land too? Don't have a land? Yeah, I don't know that there was much we could do here. Their draw is just very aggressive on the play. Rampaging, Froststone, and Removal are the opponent's archetype's best tools for beating us. Like what they did here is basically just like the ideal situation for them. This is the part where we died Amber Cleave. Feels magic, man. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. Do 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 do. Come inside, it's fun inside. That's a line from that song that could definitely be taken out of context. It's a good thing. It's a good thing it's clearly part of a children's thing. Sure. I'm gonna lead on Time Raveler here. If they're a blue-white control deck, getting this down has potential. Man, do these people not know Field of the Dead is legal in this format? Is our second opponent playing blue-white control today? This set's been super reasonable. Decks felt fun and competitive.
A pure soul can inspire others.
Unfortunate that didn't get to draw us a card. We'll rebuild stronger than before. I do not mixed.
I'm impressed anyone would be so foolish as
So we had originally played against someone on the ladder doing something similar to this in Standard. And then someone submitted it as a build-around submission for Standard. And then Wargi asked me if I could attempt to port it to this format, which I now have. We have our White Castle here, ready to just start pumping out gas everywhere. It's a very, very realistic White Castle. Just endless gas.
sorry I'm late.
I mean, Dovin's gonna go back up here again. Did you not submit it for Historic too? I lose track. This is a sweet hit because it means these are going to have enough power to kill Teferi here, which is great. I sense the good in your heart.
This is no mere trinket.
All right, we get to kill a Teferi here. And like, we've got Castle going, Heliod survives a sweeper, both of these are going to survive sweepers. Dovin's going back up to 3 here when Soul Warden hits their face. We gone through the last. Oh, I missed lifelink. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just like playing and talking at the same time. Haven't played enough with this card. It's not muscle memory. Definitely missed gaining 2 and growing one of these creatures some more. Are they dead? This is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
I'm inspired by a good assault.
This is technically a point of damage too. So they didn't have a piece of cheap interaction last turn. So if they don't have it this turn, they're dead. Right? 10, 14 exactly. We can do +1 with the castle. You love to see it, chat. Yeah, wow, the Planeswalker, the ability the Planeswalkers give this deck to like survive sweepers is just like super impressive. Really been. I'm going to board the same way we did last time. I'm going to bring in 2 Gideons and 2 Ajanis. I'm going to trim a Daxos, a Heliod, and 2 Giant Killers. Deck of the day. Possibly also play. I feel like we had one other today that was really good. Oh, the standard deck today was really good too. Maybe I'll tag 2. Everything other than the Bant Lands deck was pretty good today. The black-red control and standard this morning was good. We played blue-red flash, was a good set as well. Blue-red flash pulled us up into diamond. Yeah, I agree that the Planeswalker type change is good, decent against control. I feel like we have the tools to be decent against aggro too, though, with all of our abilities to gain life. The girl deck had a pretty exceptionally good draw in the 3rd game of the last set that we just lost a close one in. Sure. Where does Jeff tag the deck of the day on Twitter? I thought it was all verbal bragging rights. Sometimes I tweet them. I don't always tweet them. If you haven't taken like 15 minutes to poke around my website, I promise you there's not that many pages on it. On my website, there's a videos menu, and under videos, the first option is favorites. Every day, somewhere between 1 and 3 decks get tagged as a favorite. So if you want to look back through the best of my content without filtering through all of it yourself, because I know I play a lot and not everyone can watch everything, so tagging a favorite or 2 each day lets people kind of focus what they're interested in watching.
Stand by and watch. No, I am not making this up as I go.
Try to stay well organized around here as always, help people find the content that they're interested in finding.
Excellent timing. Don't make it, don't worry. I got this.
WCAG. I don't know what that acronym refers to. Also on the front page of my YouTube channel is a playlist. That's the favorites playlist as well. So if you just go to youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland, there's a playlist on there as well.
I've got time.
And a blue-red flash. So the blue-red flash set was good. It pulled us up into
I have a plan.
diamond. Had some genuinely good games of Magic. I mean, yeah, they put Spyglass on Ajani. You know, this Ajani. Hopefully we draw the other one here down the line. Yes, at some point when time permits and I start adding more historic decks up there, I am going to start grouping them in terms of how competitive I think they are. Because this format seems to have a good range like Modern used to have, where there's like lots of decks in this format that, while they're sweet, they're worth putting up there because they're sweet content. They're not necessarily like tiered decks. Everything up on the website right now, I think, is a reasonable tiered deck. It's a deck that I think if you enjoy it, you can play it on the ladder and have success with it on the ladder.
I march into battle as your champion of justice. Share in my light.
Oh, I should have given this lifelink, right? As a free 2 points of life I missed. Sure.
That's more like it.
That's a great one.
Trust me, I have a plan.
I'm going to hold this other one back in the event of Sweeper break glass, essentially.
Hey, that was uncalled for.
That was uncalled for. Yeah, I could see if there's a game 3, bringing in Disenchant could be super reasonable. I don't know if I'm going to go with exactly that same grouping, Wargy, if only because there aren't really as many historic tournaments, so it's hard to like break down a metagame as super established as like Modern was, for example. All right, I don't think I can afford to play slow anymore. They've like dismantled all of my tools, so I think I just need to do this, put my thing into play and attack for a bunch. Just like hope they brick off for a turn or two here and we kill them. Just drawn too many blanks here. We even boarded out the 4th copy of this card. Does blue-white run protection against being decked? Why? Yeah, buy mana Teferi is actually insurance against being decked. That's true. It's been a while since that idiot's gone and tucked himself.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint.
Oh, like Nexus of Fate? No, Nexus of Fate is not usually a card they play. Usually you can just deck them. I like the idea of bringing in Disenchant after seeing how they sideboarded here. They tagged Glass Casket and Mind Stone here as well, which is nice. I guess. I mean, you don't need Kefnit to take infinite turns with Nexus, right? You just need Nexus of Fate. But sure, that seems fine. Yeah, the Kisis deck doesn't usually combo the blue-white deck in my experience. Usually you grind them out. Yeah, get disenchanted. I spy with my little eye one dead artifact. One of your finest interplanar beacons, please, deck. Correct, Spymania. The only exception to that rule is the Magic Online the Magic Online decks are just any format with Magic Online decks. So any modern, legacy, vintage, pauper, etc., they all compete with each other for the top slot each morning. Well, there aren't many in there competing anymore. Probably dead if we miss our land drop again here. Pretty unfortunate. Why are these blue-white decks playing Ram in their Shadow decks? I have no idea. How to file a bug report for Magic Arena. Well, Magic Arena is a release-ready piece of software, so I can only assume there's an option in the menu somewhere to do it. And that you fill out the bug report in client, and it gives you the option to attach a game state or a screenshot without any extra work. One of the things Wizards really needs to hire someone to, like, figure out single sign-on for all their services. The fact that, like, every different Wizard site and service requires you to use a different type of login is just, like, incredibly frustrating. Thanks for the 17 months, Solaris. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Wizards needs to hire someone to make Disdainful Stroke and a Boreal Grazer full arts. Truth. Truth. Gadwick. Alright. Alright. It's a lot of cards, chat. It's a lot of cards. All right, so they didn't jump block the other one, so that hopefully means we're not getting swept this turn. If they cast a blue spell, they can diddle my Daxos and tap and attack my Teferi. This feels like one of the worst kinds of games of Magic where, like, I'm not really in the game because I've stumbled for so long, but, like, I also drew my lands, like, just late enough that I, like, kind of feel obligated to keep playing. I think I'm doing this because I think there's a chance they just shatter here since they found that. I don't believe we played that card, that deck with that card in it. I don't remember. It's been a while since that release, though. Wait. Why didn't I draw? Had I already drawn a card that turn? Oh, did I draw? I did. I drew Beacon. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because we had 2 lands. We were missing lands and we drew 2 lands. This is really quick. Pardon me, I'm dumb. Hey, Snipery. Thanks for the 24 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. End of a long day, chat. End of a long day. Oh, put off to pulling my computer apart till tomorrow, I think. It's gonna be the Tuesday project. Install the new solid state. Should sell you my old. I don't have any old parts. I'm just adding a solid state. Adding an additional one, not upgrading one that I already have. Feels dead. Feels dead. To Sabit. Thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I wish we could have played against a bigger range of things. Like, just good reminder in general. This is a good for people that are, testing for the Historic Open that's coming up next Sunday. If you want to test a little bit, semi-seriously, playing random ladder matches, regardless of what kind of event you're preparing for, is awful event preparation. It's fun. Playing Magic is fun. It's a good, convenient way to play matches quickly, but like, how is this against aggro? How is this against Field of Death? I don't really know. Like, I felt like we had good tools against Control. We played against Control twice. Unfortunate that we stumbled and died in a couple of those games in the second match there. But the set of Planeswalkers, the top end, especially Dovin and Ajani, really gave us good longevity as far as, like, recovering from sweepers go, or just, like, the base mono white deck just doesn't have. Felt that was pretty reasonable. Overall, I don't know that I really have anything to change. I feel like we were set up well for the Control matchups. If you run into aggro and hit some issues, maybe try some more Baffling Ends or more Deputy Detentions or something like that, but without getting in some repetitions against those. I don't know that I really have feedback on anything that I would change here. At any rate, that's going to be it for me for today, folks. Remember, if you're looking for more content from me, you can check out my website and my YouTube channel. Lots of well-curated, organized content in both of those places. For my regulars, remember, I will be off tomorrow. I'm taking 2 days off during the week again. I'll be live Wednesday and Thursday, off Tuesday and Friday. And then a little bit under a week from now, the first Historic Open is going to be on Sunday the 12th. Thanks, everyone, for watching. As always, stay safe out there wherever you're at in the world. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your Monday wherever you're at.